Hi, welcome back. So let's continue with our math series for SHS students. This is core math. We also do elective maths, right? Elective math. So currently we are teaching chapter 3 dealing with algebraic expressions, and now we are doing this video on operations on algebraic expressions. So we have looked at the introduction, and then we did some expressions forming, like forming expressions, and now we are dealing with operations. So stay tuned. Now, first of all, we are going to deal with math and subtraction. We will look at the 4 rules of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Right, so we look at this, how to simplify them. Now, for math and for addition and subtraction, we can only add or subtract like terms to give a simple term. We have looked at like terms and unlike terms, right? So watch the recent video before moving to this particular one. Now, this is often called collecting like terms. Why? Think of it this way. On a table, we have 4 pencils and 2 books. We cannot add the 4 pencils to the 2 books because they are different objects altogether, right? If you bring another 3 pencils and 6 books to the table, we now have 7 pencils and 8 books. We cannot combine these quantities since they are different types of objects. So that's the meaning of like terms and unlike terms, right? So we are grouping the like terms on one side, and then the one that are not like, or they are not the same on another side, right? So in the same expression. Now, next, our sister comes in and takes 5 pencils. We are left with 2 pencils and still have the 8 books, right? Similarly, with algebra, we can only add or subtract similar objects or those with the same letter raised to the same power. That's what we are talking about. So we look at this in practice. Now, expressions often contain several sets of like terms, right? So it is easier to simplify if you rewrite the expression with like terms next to each other. For example, simplify 13x plus 7y minus 2x plus 6a, right? So let's look at this. Now, the only like terms in these expressions are 13x and negative 2x. So the terms mean the variables that we are looking at, not the constants. So if you have x here, have x here, and this is the only variable that appears here and appears there, that is it. But if we had maybe xy and only negative 2x, these are not like terms, and hence we can't group them. So that's the idea. But for this, we can group them. So that is it. So now look at 7y and 6a. We can't. These are different ones, so they will just be on the other side when it comes to the order of listing or expressing or grouping them. So we group together the terms, we can subtract and just leave the rest. So here, if you see this, 13 into bracket 13x minus 2x. These are like terms, and then the rest will come outside. That's we are grouping. So now we can subtract this and this, having the value, and then we continue with whatever we do. So here, if you subtract, we have 11x. And then you may be wondering why this 6a came first. We are just do them in alphabetical form, but it doesn't change the value or the answer. But it's just a standard or conventions. That's why we are doing this way, right? So let's move to examples with that understanding, holding on to that thought. Let's see. So now simplify the following expressions. So simplicity or simplify means we are reducing, grouping them until we cannot go further with the expression, or reducing. So it's what? Simplifying. That is it. We are simplifying. It's just the English word. So until we cannot do anything about them anymore. So we have 5x plus 2 plus 4 minus 9y plus 3x plus 2y minus 7. So the first thing to do is to do our groupings. Don't try subtracting here and there. Do the groupings to make the work convenient for you. So now we have x, 6x, 5x, and then we have 3x here. Why don't we group them, bringing them together? So 5x plus 3x. Then we move to the next variable. If you are going chronologically, then we go to y. We have y here, we have y here. So let's group these y's. So negative 9y plus 2y. Make sure the symbol or the operator or the operation sign in front of them, you take them along. It's very important. It's with the plus that you are not much concerned about that, but with the negative, make sure you carry them along. That is it. So put that at the back of your mind. So now adding x, we have what? 8x. There's this negative 9 plus 2y. This is what? Negative x. We have negative 9 and we have you owe someone 9 and then you have gone to pay 2. We are still owing. So that's negative 7y. We are not leaving any stone unturned. That's why I'm doing this. To get to a time, I won't do this mathematics or operations, right? Addition, calculation. I'll tell you this is the answer, this is the answer, and then we move forward. So now you realize that we are left with 4 plus 4, and then we have negative 7. These are constants and they don't have any variables attached to them. So we also group them on one side. This is why we have them here. Now we have 3, right? You have 3. You know you owe someone negative 7. You owe someone 7. You have 4 to pay. You are still owing. So now, when you get to this point, this is where we got the simplicity, or it has been simplified. Meaning, you can't go any further. You can't subtract anything from anywhere. So hence, 8x minus 7y minus 3. Now, look at the same thing here. 4x, 3x, plus. That will be what? 7. Right? I'm moving straight 7. Now we have plus y, 5y, and then plus 2y. That will be 7. Simplify. 7x plus 7y. We are done. The same thing will continue, and that will be all. So let's see if you can finish with the multiplication. The easiest. Now, with the multiplication and division, let me state these principles before we move on. When we see like terms, right, we first of all multiply the constants. After multiplying the constants, then we look at the variables, the like term variables, then we add their powers. That is for multiplication. Write this one, write it down. So multiplication, you multiply the constants, the numbers first, then the variables, which are the same, right? We are not talking about the powers, but the variable itself. So PP. When you see them, for them, we will use the law of indices, the first law of indices, where the powers, we add them. So that'll be all. Now for division, we will do the division first. After that, we subtract the powers. So let's look at this in practice. We have 4p times 8p squared. So first of all, multiply this and this, which will be 32. 4 by 8 is 32. After which we look at the variables. Now there is an imaginary. You see p, there's nothing on top. But when it comes, you see p squared. Now this p, there's an imaginary 1 on top. This one. So this one plus this one will be 3. That will be p squared. P cube. So that's what I meant by that. So once again, negative 2a times 4c times b 5b. So now once again, for the multiplication, it doesn't matter if they have like terms or not. We are multiplying everything, the constant and variables, so we are multiplying them. But where we meet the same variable in one constant and another constant, that's where we apply the rules, right? So you understand, that is it. So this will be 2, 4, and then this, that will be 40. So negative 40, still bringing the variable, sorry, the sign 40. Then we continue with the variables, right? A, B, C, the same thing. Now for the division, we first of all divide. So 16 divided by 2 will 8. Now the A cube is here and A squared is here. What do we subtract? That will be left with what? A is here and A1 and A3. Subtract, that will be A2. Then B squared and B. So there's one here, imaginary one, that will be left